will be beginning shortly. It's another brick building with Ken. Kind of got a weird echo going because I got two mics going. I'm going to try to get a little more brick noise for y'all. Turtle's here. Vermont Mike is early. And that's a good thing. But yeah, we're going to, I don't know. Maybe I won't do the double mics. Figure things out on the fly. We'll see. Some of you checking in on Twitch as always. Some of you hanging out on YouTube. Some of you watching later. If you just want to hang out, relax with me a little bit later, that's okay too. Turtle, it's going good. It's going good, man. Wrapped up a week of being sick. Not that kind of sick, but sick enough. I'm back. Feeling good. Adrian Williams is here. Greetings from Norway. Good evening from Norway, says Adrian. Definitely not Trey's here on Twitch saying bricks. Old Handsaw is here waiting for my stupid Twitch verification email. Well, at least we have YouTube here. JD is here. Ranger Donald. More checking in as we go along here. My name is Ken Napzok. You probably know that unless you accidentally clicked in. Welcome to the Hangout Show that is just me building some Lego bricks. That's kind of it. It's kind of it. And we're in the middle of building this sucker. Look at that ring light. We're building this sucker here. Good sucker. Scout Trooper. Y'all know I love the Scout Trooper. Miranda's here, checking in on YouTube. Channel 19 is here. Star Wars Alice, hello there. Definitely not Trey, says hello. Lauren and Alice. Oh, that means Lauren Roma. There's Lauren Roma. I see Lauren Roma right there right now. That fancy podcaster superstar haircut she's got going. Lauren Roma of the Galactic Podcast and the Geek Broadcast. Check her out there. Laser Bolt with the great X-Wing pilot profile pic. One of my favorite ones out there from all y'all. So yeah, what we were building the Scout Trooper. Let me get this out carefully here because we did some work. We already got this done. Twitch asked for the verification and said, never mind. I'm in. All handsaw's here. We got the Scout Trooper. We got the cranium going. The Scout Trooper. Trey T checking in on both YouTube and Twitch. Good man. Good man. So keep that box. Keep that box. We are up to bag 3. We got 5 bags total. Bag 3 and 4. Oh, there's the dreaded decals. Bag 3 and 4 seem to be small enough that we might be able to get through both of those. That's kind of the goal today. Let's see if I can remember where we were on the old instruction manual. Hi. I hope you're all doing well. I missed last week because I was in La Jolla, California, finishing up a 3-day run at the La Jolla Comedy Store with Mark Ellis. It was a ton of fun. Good times. It was a little bit of an adventure for me on Friday night, trying to get some ring rust off. And then it became... then it became a great weekend. You just got to shake off that rust sometimes. That's what you do in here. I made the yuck yucks, said Trey. I did make yuck yucks. Eventually. So yeah, that's it. That's where I was. So thank you for let me take the week off. Not that I consider this work, but it's fun to hang out with all of you, but I can't always do it, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your understanding. That's what I'm trying to say. Star Wars Alice checking in with everybody. Alex Corey's here. I love seeing the gang all together. I think you can check out, look at that Good People Association hat. I don't like the dad hats. It doesn't fit my head well, because I got a big head, but like a literal, not an ego, well, sometimes an ego. I'm a comic, but the actual size of my cranium is supersized. And so these dad hats just look like a suggestion of a hat on it, not an actual hat. But I like it here in this game, probably because we get the black background, the black shirt, and black hat. You know me. Black is black. I want my baby back. Oh, what can I do? I'm feeling blue. All right. we're going to switch to this. We got a lot of instructions in the shot today. Should we leave that? Let's see. This camera angle always vexes me. I just need I just need to put something in my ceiling. But you can see little instructions. You can see a little bit what's going on. And sometimes it helps if you take that light off. Cold seems a little better. It's a little better, Ranger Donald. It's not like I'm better. And it was a little scary. Like, I'll admit, we were safe. We went to La Jolla with masks, and Christian Ruvalcaba and Mark Ellis are fully vaccinated. I'm half vaccinated. My next shot is 25th of May. And then I know you got about 2 weeks after that. But we went down. We were safe. And La Jolla Comedy Store was safe. I never felt unsafe. Everything's good. But you just, you get a little caught up in the moment. And next you know, you're giving high fives and handshakes and hanging out after a comedy show. And you just kind of forget what's going on a bit. And I think that's somewhere where I caught a little cold. My immune system probably down a bit. Let's admit that in there. Oh, let's do some crinkles for Alice. That's for you, Alice. Questions coming in, and if you're new or just hanging out, always feel free to Q&A. I was going to say GPA because I see William Klein says big fan of GPA beanie. Solid. Yeah, we might be doing another version of that beanie, so that's a collector's item there for you. Get it now at the GPA.fun. So definitely not Trey asks. So Friday's show was different than Saturday or Sunday. Yeah. It was different in terms of the crowd is always a little different. And I don't know the La Jolla Comedy Store crowd. I've only performed there once before in 2015. But Ellis is down there more than I am. And, it's a little bit different than the Comedy Store in Sunset. You don't just roll in. It's a booked show. So you usually got a host, a feature, and a headliner, maybe a drop-in. And I was featuring for Mark Ellis, which means I do about 20 minutes. And Mark will do 45 to an hour. The opener, the host, will do 10 up top. So the crowds are always different. And La Jolla's crowd on a Sunday night, Friday night, little louder, a little drunker. It was half capacity, but sold out. That's a 200 seat venue, and they had about 100 there. And you do two shows, 7 and 9:30. And they were a little raucous. Didn't want, let's just say they didn't want intelligent comedy. Say nicely. And I don't mind stooping a little low. I don't mind getting a little blue. I don't mind doing that. It's okay. A good comic has a lot of gears to shift. And that's the challenge. And sometimes I get a little locked in. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm going to wedge this thoughtful, sincere reverence down your throats, and you're going to like it. And since I'd not been on stage since November 29, no, take that back, since March of 2020 at Hard Rock in Vegas, I was a little rusty, a little ring rust, to borrow a term from pro wrestling. Excuse me as I do some knolling in honor of old Hansa. Friday night was just a tough sell. I was okay at the 7:00 show, and then I completely just bombed in the Friday 9:30. They just didn't like me. They didn't want me. And I got a little nervous. I got in my head, and that's long been a problem with me with stand-up comedy. So Saturday, I just completely reinvented what I was doing. I completely let go of some stuff and how I perform. And I'm talking stuff for like 10, 15 years of stand-up comedy. I had a long talk with Ellis. We just kind of had some drinks and brushed off the evening. He had a great set, as usual. And I just kind of had to really think of what I want to do on stage as a comic. And finally, years into this, and I made a little tiny subtle switch. I'm going to tell the full story on my Patreon page this week. Yes, it's an advertisement from the Patreon page, but I'm going to record the whole story, tell you all the tale, because it got bad. It was a bad Friday night. Was bad for me, and then Saturday I had two of the best sets of my life, and it was a big switch. And Sunday was great too, but the crowds are always different, Trey. The crowds, you got to feel it. And that's one of the things as a comic that you need to do. You need to kind of feel what's going on. Sometimes I get a little locked in. That's the story. That's the story. Daniel Medina's here. Old hand size, referring to himself in third person here. It's hard to see. Let's see. It's kind of hard to see the pieces for whatever reason today. I don't know what's going on, right? You guys can see that, but you can't see that. I feel it's... There we go. All right, there we go. Take a little focus off the instructions. That's better. Look at that. Now we can see what's going on. Matty Gunner TV's here, checking in on Twitch. How's it going? It's going good. It's going good. So let's do that. Let's do that. Shorter piece goes there. Longer piece goes there. So that was La Jolla last weekend. But along the way, I caught a little cold, a little sinus infection, which is an old friend of mine, sinus infection. We're all meeting our old friends again after being in lockdown. Mine is old sinus infection. I get those pretty quick and easy nowadays. I actually went to the hospital for one back in 2015, early 2015. So yeah, and it scared me a little bit. It scared me a little bit in this coming out of the lockdown pandemic kind of situation, which we're not completely out of. And it's good to remember that. Just the fact that I got sick by still being pretty safe, still having my mask on for most of, if not all, the interactions I experienced down there, but just getting sick real easily kind of scared me a little bit. So there you go. There you go. Move those hands away, Ken. Move those hands away. It's weird. It's like it just wants to do what it's going to do today. So how are you all doing today? How you doing? We build the base. We build the base of this wonderful thing here today. That's what it wants to do. It really wants to focus on. I see what it's doing, but I can't move the instructions too far out. Let's get that camera. Let's just try to do that. What if we did that? That's a little better. We're gonna have to I'm just gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go, people. Turtle, yeah, Lauren Ramos says sinus problems are terrible in the Midwest for the seasonal changes. Yeah. A lot of that. Yeah, I used to have ear infections a lot as a kid. That was my kind of sickness of choice, as it were, back then. But as I got older, just a good old-fashioned sinus infection. And it got bad in early 2015. I had to take myself to an emergency room because it got so bad. Man, all right. Base of operations built there. Clink, clink. Clink, clink. I have that sound. Where did it go? Oh, there you go.
Clink, clink.
That delayed. Thank you, Stream Deck. Okay, we go here. We go here. Clink, clink, indeed. So that's Old Handsaw says had a CDC approved get together with friends last night. It was nice. Yeah, looking forward to that. I hope we're all still cautious. I don't want to be overly cautious. I don't want to be paranoid. I got some friends who are like that. I got some friends who are like, no, I'm still going to be in my hazmat suit for 3 more years. And I'm not going to take that away from them. I'm absolutely not going to take that away from them. I'm just, because you don't want to rush back. You don't want to rush back. And I felt in La Jolla rush back a little bit. And I paid the price a little bit. Thankfully, not too seriously. But yeah, I think what you're saying, Old Hand says, nice, doing it right, doing it responsibly, and just getting around some people again with a little less nervousness around is a good thing, man. It's good for us. We all went through it. That's what I was trying to say in my stand-up act past weekend. He's like, I know we don't all want to talk about it, but we all went through it. No matter what your thoughts on it were, no matter what you experienced, good, bad, or otherwise, loss, pain, suffering, anything, rediscovering yourself. We all went through this, and I think we should still talk about it and process it and be okay with that. But sometimes people just want dick jokes on stage, so I have to be prepared for that as a comic. Old Handsaw wore his Clink Clink shirt, which he designed. It's available on my shop, tpublic.com/user/Ken Napzok, designed by Old Handsaw. It was supposed to be a show that I was going to do here on my YouTube channel, and then GPA launched. And I just might move it over there one day. We might see what's going on, but we kind of have, it's a similar vibe of a show to what we do on the main show. So I just figured, now we just got shirts. Curbside Prophet here. Disneyland. He says, Disneyland in 2 weeks. Nervous, but I think I'm ready. Look, here's the thing. You know, you're going to be okay, Curbside. I'll tell you what, you're going to be okay. Disney has to take it seriously. They have to do the best. And even though it's people around you that are probably more the problem, as a lot of you know, I was there at Disneyland the week they shut it down. I was there on a Thursday when they announced that it was shutting down on a Saturday. It was ominous. It was weird, but I didn't even catch a sniffle. And we didn't have masks. We just took precautions of washing and sanitizing as best we could. And Disney was taking precautions, and I didn't even catch a cold. At Disneyland, didn't catch a cold in Vegas 2 weeks before. And I think you're going to be great, Curbside, and I think you're going to have a great time, and I think you're going to feel good, and I think you're going to just take a breath, and I think it's okay. So much stuff going on in the world right now, so much stuff to be concerned about, so much stuff at our doorsteps, but I think we all deserve a day at Disneyland or a day at the park or a day with your friends, and I think we all are going to get to experience that one way or another. I'm excited for you, Curbside. And, you just became a Patreon? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being a patron supporter of me over at patreon.com/Napzok. Appreciate that, Curbside. You'll get the entire story of my stand-up weekend. Stewie Max here. Hello there. Yes, poor old Handsaw, man. CDC lifts mask restrictions in public, then we run out of gas. Yeah, he's out there where you North Carolina way. Old Handsaw is where gas became a commodity. Like it was 1972. When were those big gas shortages? Slightly before my time, but also into my time, where it was going crazy out there. I remember those. You only could get gas on like alternating days based on your license plate number. Let's see. A couple great questions coming in here. Matty Gunner TV says, I'm just excited to be able to travel again, hopefully soon. As much as I love London, I'm kind of sick of it. Yeah, and I want to finally get to London, Matty Gunner, but I hear you there too. I hear you there. I want to get out of town too here. I'm going to come back to Turtle's question here. Curbside, finishing up the Disney Cup, finally getting my lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge. See, man, there you go. Daniel Medina says, despite Disney security is all over it, so safer than a lot of other places, despite the crowds. Yeah, and I really believe in that sentiment. It's what I felt the week prior to their lockdown, and it's probably something I feel now. They have to take it seriously. The Disney way means they're going to take it seriously. You know that you could only use black tape down at Disney. If you're going to tape down wires or something for an event, it has to be Disney black. That's the detail they take on a lot of things. And I'm not saying they're the best company to work for because I've never worked for them, but I have a lot of friends who have, and good stories, bad stories, but that's how serious they take everything. So I imagine they're taking this pretty serious. LQ says, was that around 1978? I don't know exactly. I mean, it might have stretched for a bit. I was born in 76, so obviously I don't have any memories of that, just obviously reading about it. So someone maybe who lived it, Donald Duck Tape. Hey, that's a pun, handsome. Lauren Roma says, I actually have a planned vacation in Florida this year with my bestie. Excited for sure, but still leery. Hey, you know what? It's only going to get better right now. That's what we hope here. Question from Turtle on YouTube. My girlfriend is going to Vegas next week. Any recommendations? Favorite places? Yeah, so a lot of you know I love me some Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas for me. Depending on where you're staying and depending on what kind of Vegas you want to have. Maybe you want to have a sports book Vegas when you're doing a lot of betting. Maybe you want to have a show Vegas. I don't do a lot of shows in Vegas. I don't catch musicals or, Cirque du Soleil stuff. Not that stuff's bad. I just don't do that. I am a people watcher in Vegas. I'm a late night drinks, good time guy. Let's play the slots. Let's do some gambling and let's just hang out, chat, and watch people. I love that more than anything. So that's my kind of Vegas. So therefore, I'll go to like the Wynn, whether I stay there or not. I'll go to the Wynn. I'll go to Caesar's Palace. I've never really stayed there, but there's a couple bars in the center there that I love just hanging out there. It's during the it was during the Carter administration. Yeah, Vermont. Vermont Mike remembers. Donald Long Ranger Donald has some dates. Gas storage went through the 70s from like 70 to 79. Yeah. Roughly around that. Johnny's here. Johnny Houston's here. Hello, everybody. Yeah, so I love Vegas. I can't wait to get back to Vegas. I'm not quite yet ready to go to Vegas. We'll see. But that's what it is. I love just hanging out. It's really about the people you're with. And I'm not it's 4 a.m. drink until we pass out kind of guy. I love getting up a little early in Vegas too, but I love sleeping in. A little morning coffee, walking around the casino. I actually really enjoy that. So that's kind of my Vegas. I always go to the Peppermill and the Fireside Lounge, the Peppermill restaurant, which is kind of like an old school chain restaurant. You can find them some other places, but inside there, they have the Fireside Lounge. It's a nice, relaxing place to get some drinks, some appetizers, and I highly recommend that. Well, we're almost done with this one here. Anyone else out there have some Vegas suggestions for a new adventurer in Vegas? But again, Turtle, it depends on what kind of Vegas you feel she wants to have. Huge servings. Curbside says huge servings there. What at Peppermill and Fireside Lounge? Yes, you're absolutely right, Curbside. Curbside, you sound like you're like me. You like going to the Fireside Lounge, getting a bowl of peanuts, a nice cocktail, and then ordering some of their quesadillas or some of the other apps and hanging out, because that's what I like doing. Sub hype. What is that? Oh, that's on Twitch. Brennan Marr resubbing. Thanks. And SP Orange 1 subbing as well. Thanks for the subs. This is kind of what I do with Twitch now. Just kind of hang out and catch up with all of you. I want to get some games going too. I used to love playing the games. It's been a bit. It's been a bit. Best Thai food I've ever had in Vegas at the place called Lotus of Siam. I have not tried that, Batty Gunner, but I want to seek that out because I love Thai food. It's like my favorite. Grace and I's little treat here. Curbside Prophet says, give me some nice apps and a rooftop view. That's a good way to do Vegas. I like that. Okay, look at this. We're cruising along here, Trey. Trey's the one that gifted me this here. Look at this. We got a base of operations. Almost, doesn't this look a little bit, for Robotech fans, look a little bit like the SDF-1, like the head of the SDF-1? A little bit. All right, look at that. I'm going to set that over there. Man, now you guys are making me miss Vegas. Maria Hammond's here. What's up, Maria Hammond? Good to see you here. Love the French pastries at the Paris Hotel and Casino. Yes. The buffet at the Rio. I know right where you're talking about. I don't go to the buffet. No, maybe I do. There's a restaurant at the Rio. Grace and I stayed there in 2019, and there's a restaurant that we had a great breakfast at. It was buffet-like, but there you go. It does look like a Scott Trooper helmet, which is good. It means I'm doing something right. It's great northern Thai food. Highly recommend. Okay, I'll try that out. Turtle says, we love some slots. We're on the East Coast. The best casino out here is Foxwoods. We may go there often, at least pre-COVID. So that's great. So Turtle, is this her first time in Vegas? Are you going too? What's the scoop? Because if you like slots, and I like slots, and I don't play the slots to win. I play for the social engagement there, you know. Probe Droid does look. The Probe Droid set looks great. Maria says, Tom, what's his name? The MGM is a great steakhouse. If you do the prefix, you get one great meal. Did I go? I've eaten at the MGM. It's been a while. This is for Alice. We crinkle for Alice. We crinkle for Alice. We crinkle for Alice. Oh, I need the helmet over. So keep the Vegas conversation rolling. You guys are making me miss Vegas a lot here. For slot. Oh, let me finish up that thought on. She's going with some girl. Oh, so Turtle says this, and then Lauren's got a great conversation started about Star Wars Celebration. She's going with some girlfriends. I'm painting the house and taking the care of the cats. Turtle, you're doing the Lord's work there. No, Maria, we love you, Maria. We love you here. Alice SMR. Oh my gosh, that's a whole subgenre. I love that. Aaron, the author's here, and Aaron's up there in the Great White North, and she says, never been to Vegas. Here's what you got to do, Aaron. Set one of your novels. Set an upcoming novel in Vegas. Make it a sweeping romantic novel with the backdrop of Vegas. And that way you have to go to research. Then it becomes work. Right? There you go. Solved your problem. You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, Romo's never been to Vegas. Oh, okay. Laserbolt says, I think Vegas would be an awesome place for Star Wars Celebration. It wouldn't. I'll tell you why. Conventions in Vegas for nerd stuff are duds. Wizard World try to do it there. There's too much going on. It's too spread apart. And unless you're in one casino, then you're trapped in one casino. Wizard World finally, I think, eventually pulled out of there. And I know, and this is during the height of Wizard World. It's a little bit different now. And I was out there with Joseph and everything. It was a small convention. It was a bust. It was always kind of a bust. It's just unless it's like a tech con and it's all at one casino or something like that, it doesn't seem to really hit for the conventions I like going to, the nerd stuff. I go to a wrestling thing every year there. The Cauliflower Alley Club, a little bit different. It's contained at the Gold Coast Casino, but just big, giant, sweeping conventions don't really do well in Vegas. So there you go. Curbside Prophet and Lauren talking about Star Wars Celebration. Yes, so they moved it up. They moved it back to when did they move it back? They moved it to May 25th, actually, which is a great Star Wars date. So I love that idea. That's pretty cool. So if you have tickets, I don't have tickets. Waiting. I can't even remember if I did apply for press. I don't recall. I don't even know. I'll figure out a way to get there, but I don't even know. ForceCenter applied for some panels. We didn't hear back. I mean, everything changed. The world changed. So we'll catch up to that. ForceCenter doesn't really ever get panels. We get denied every year for panels. Slightly frustrating, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad it's moving up. I'm glad they feel it's comfortable enough to go. It's a year from now, so I think hopefully things will be, all back to normal. I think I will still be masking up at a lot of events in the future. No problem doing that. Just because I forget, forget anything too serious. I just don't want to. I don't want to catch a cold. It's been nice. This was my first cold since well into 2019. I didn't like that. I don't want to do that again. Curbside is first in line for that panel. Well, thank you, sir. Convention crud. Yeah. Because I didn't get Vegas crud, which I usually get when I was in Vegas for the comedy show. About 2 weeks before the lockdown really hit, because we were so aware, we just kept washing our hands and kept sanitizing and kept, very conscious of what rubbing your eyes and everything. And I didn't even get a little sniffle coming out of Vegas. Can't handle that beautiful smile, Ken. Oh, well, Daniel, you're a champion. Okay, put that one like this. Get it right, Ken. Get it right. If you're just joining me, you're hanging out with me while I'm building a Imperial Scout Trooper helmet gifted to me by the wonderful and the just generous, definitely not Trey. Okay, where does that go? I got to be careful here because I have messed up this side before. I've done this wrong. Twinton's here. What's up, Twinton? There we go. There we go. Looking good. Laserbolt says, I bartended for 20 years, so my immune system is pretty strong. That will do it for you. That'll make you strong. You got to be at that now. Yeah, you I guess I never really stopped and think about that. Bartenders, the amount of glasses you touch with germs on it. Even if you're trying to be careful, you're gonna touch something you don't want to touch. People talking, leaning over into your face to order. Yeah, that's you're right. Bartender's got a lot of echinacea and vitamin C and zinc and anything to make you survive. That makes a lot of sense. Panel at Denny's, let's go. Well, if it's in Anaheim, and it is in Anaheim, of course. If Joseph and I don't get any ForceCenter panels, we'll probably have a panel at the Bubba Gump Shrimp around the corner, one of my favorite chain restaurants on Catella. We'll be there, or at least I'll be there, having some. Of course, we've got Scampi, is what they call it there. So join me for the Crustaceans of the Sea Star Wars panel. Well, crustaceans in the sea. You know what I mean. Captain Hopper's here. Boom, boom. Bar rescue TV shows. Guilty pleasure. I used to like Hotel Rescue. I didn't watch the bar one too much. Taffer's okay. I got no problems with Taffer. I watched the Hotel Rescue one. There we go. Let's get this on. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good here. This one's going pretty smooth here. We got a raid? Oh, we got a raid. I missed the raid. Who's raiding? Amblin Soul. Good to see you, Amblin Soul. Thanks for the raid. Everyone, give Amblin Soul a follow. There you go. Give her a follow. We appreciate that. Ambulance also missed the Lego building. Well, you know what? I missed it too. And you're here. And you're here for it. Daniel Medina says, my friend is the supervisor at that Bubba Gump Shrimp. I'll be there. Daniel, woo, we got to talk. That's breaking news. That's some important news. Seriously. That's like a celebrity sighting right there. Turtle says, if I was to have a specific force ability, what would it be? It's changed over the years. Some mind trick would work. Using the force to bring a TV remote next to you. That works. For me, it would be using the force to pull a stick of chapstick over for Grace, because she always forgets her chapstick when we sit down to watch TV. The back's coming together nicely. So that might work. But right now, I think my force ability of choice would be to have the ability to have the force enhance my jumps, which essentially just have the force enhance my leg muscles, because my legs are always sore, right? As you get older, lower back, legs, just, maybe the force can help me with that. Right? That's all I want. Force to help me get out of bed in the morning. Excuse me, you can still hear some of that sickness in me. I apologize. Look at that. Okay. We're cruising along here. I'm pretty confident. We might be able to do this, kids, today. We might be able to get through this whole thing, and then I won't have anything to build next week, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, what do we do here? That glare always pops up there. Okay. It goes there. These little suckers go here. Is there one where the book in your head writes itself? Because I'll be over that. Yes. Know what you need, Aaron? Know what you need? You need the force to clear your mind and just write what you can write. That to me is the biggest challenge of writing. Even when you think like you have it in your brain, oh, this is what I'm going to write. I've got it. This chapter is going to be about this. Then you get there and it can't come out. It just stays stuck in your brain. And I think we need the force to help get it out. Any plans for ForceCenter this week, or what are the plans for ForceCenter this week? What do we got? We have got Bad Batch report, of course, next Friday, episode 4 of that. We have got news and cues, pretty normal. We're all in on the Obi-Wan hype that's coming. Normally, we don't go for the leaks and all that kind of stuff. But that Ewan McGregor interview on Jimmy Kimmel was pretty cool. We're just gonna have some fun with that. We're just both so excited for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that we're just gonna let ourselves get super excited. Some more over it there if you're okay with that. And then our deep dive this week on ForceCenter, we actually been planning it for a while. We're going to go into Qui-Gon Jinn, the life and times of Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn has just become one of my favorite characters, just more and more over the years. Joseph as well. And we actually had this plan. We had this planned once. We were going to go into a Qui-Gon heavy episode. And then, well, quite frankly, that was when Liam Neeson said some kind of questionable stuff, if I recall, in an interview. And it wasn't, we just like, it was literally the week. And we're like, maybe this is not the week to go into Qui-Gon. And so we put it on the back burner. So now we're going to go into it and go from there. So yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to look into Qui-Gon, all the things we love about Qui-Gon, all the lessons from Qui-Gon, all the mistakes of Qui-Gon, all of those, the Qui-Gon of it all is what I'll say. And that's going to be on Thursday. Yeah, Qui-Gon deep dive indeed, Turtle. Like I said, we've been waiting for that one for a while. Oop, almost forgot a little piece. Yeah, the Camino versus Empire storyline is in Bad Batch is like some of my favorite backup story stuff, like the B storyline of Camino being like, we might go out of business. We might go out of business. Okay, what do we got here? So this goes here. We're building the face on the side here. I see what we're doing. Master and Apprentice made me appreciate him so much more, says Drowned Snake. Yeah, definitely. That we're going to be looking at that a little bit. I unfortunately don't have time to reread that as much as I'd like right now, that book. But yeah, definitely going there. Okay, how? Oh, I see. It connects right here. Woo, look at that. Ken figured it out. Look at that. We definitely got the side of a biker scout. Oops, sorry. I bumped my mouse. It is not looking good for the Chemonians, or the how does Dex say it? Well, Joseph and I always have so much fun saying it different ways on purpose that I forget how even it's said in there. But Chemonians, people of Chemonino. Alex Corey still needs to finish Light of the Jedi. It's okay. It's okay, Alex. Don't pressure yourself. Don't pressure. Under pressure. Coming down on me. Coming down on you. Star Wars books. Camonons, Camohens, Camonians. It's Star Wars. Say it the way your heart tells you to. Okay, that goes here. It's like the High Republic books are great. Curbside Prophet. It's like we always say, boosh, bouch, boosh. We always say that for Leia's bounty hunter disguise because we want to represent all ways to say it and not isolate or offend anyone who says it differently. There's all ways are welcome on ForceCenter. Boosh, bouch, boosh. Dan Medina's going to restart Into the Dark. Hey, that's a good trick sometimes too. If you're reading a book and you kind of, especially a Star Wars book, and you lose sight of it a little bit, don't be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid. I sometimes wish the one and I was listening to it. I wish I started over Dooku Jedi Lost because I was I had to listen to that one, and I might get the one because they have the script out. I just lost my way with what I just got lost in the story. Wasn't paying attention because I was listening to it while I was going for a walk. And you put on the headphones and the ear pods or whatever you got, and you start listening to Dooku Jedi Lost. Next thing you know, you're thinking about what you got to do tonight after work or what you got to do for dinner, and I just literally missed some plot lines in that. So I want to go back. I wish I'd started over. I just didn't have time. Look at that. The Star Wars biomes is pretty darn good. I really liked it, and it was relaxing. I'll take more of those. I love that. A nice little treat. Fire and Blood. That's restarting some Game of Thrones stuff to get a little more used to the names is not a bad idea either. Waiting for Fire and Blood 2. Alex Corey says, although even though his books are legends, I'm colored and intrigued by Matthew Stover's Star Wars novels. If you're told a certain couple of podcasters about Luke and Last Jedi, yes, you should support Matthew Stover. Enough said. Yeah, I love. I remember really digging his Revenge of the Sith novelization. I have it. I don't know where my copy of it is. I'm just gonna have to get a new one. I misplaced it. Anyone ever get into Witcher? I did not get into Witcher, the game or the show, but maybe other people here do. Asks Guang. All right, let me put this little face here. We're putting the nose on here. I don't have, let's see, maybe a little decal music for old time's sake. Let me get closer. There you go. Yeah. This song, Mando versus Mad Max, written, composed, and recorded by our very own old Hansa. What's this called? JD says, favorite Star Wars book based off the movies. That's a great question. I really like most of the Last Jedi novelization. Like I love the prologue, and the rest of it's pretty darn good. So I love that movie, obviously. Of course, is Rise of Skywalker novelization, and I gotta tell you, that might be it. I do love Solo, the novelization, really do. But I gotta tell you, I love the Rise of Skywalker novelization. The Rogue One novelization, maybe my favorite. I'll say this. Rogue One by Alexander Freed's probably my favorite novelization. Phantom Menace is really good too, though, by Terry Brooks. I highly recommend you all kind of read the original ones, differences and all. I'll go Rogue One, but the Rise of Skywalker one is next to it. Oh, thanks for the thanks Skittle Marks for the congratulations on the engagement. Thank you. The reason the Rogue One novelization helped deepen my appreciation of Rogue One during a couple week period where I was not sure. I just was not sure what I truly felt about Rogue One. I knew what I loved in it. I wasn't sure about what I thought I didn't like. And there's still some things I don't love in Rogue One, but I love the movie and love it more and more over time. And the novelization just helped in that regard. And I know you could criticize the movie saying, it shouldn't need a novel to do that. Nuts to that. Whatever. We're Star Wars fans. Like it's all the same. Like don't overthink it. It's not like you have to, read the Terms of Endearment novel to understand that movie better. This isn't that conversation. It's Star Wars. Yeah, Catalyst helped as well. But yeah, Lauren Romo, I backed that up here on the Rise of Skywalker novelization. I didn't like the Force Awakens one. It didn't hit for me. The Rise of Skywalker one was great. Hey, Jesse Roach checking in here on YouTube. The Rise of Skywalker one was really good. I thought Ray Carson did an amazing job with some stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So it's probably number 2 on the list. Crinkles for Alice. Alex Corey's got a Star Wars question here. Do you think they'll ever do canon adaptations of the first 6 movies? In terms of the novels, no, they won't. It's just kind of the way it is. And in fact, I was at a panel at Star Wars Celebration 2015 all about canon. Pablo Hidalgo and Leland Shee were on the panel, among others. And that was actually addressed. And Alan Dean Foster was actually in the crowd, which is weird because I know he had some problems with Lucasfilm Disney on that novel. But he was actually in the crowd. And it was like, hey, could I write the Force Awakens one? And they were like, yeah. And it was like this kind of planned bit. And it was neat. Unfortunately, that novel, not my favorite. Someone asked, because of course the big one is in the Star Drew. The big one is in the Return of the Jedi novelization. Owen Lars is revealed to be Obi-Wan's brother, and that was in the novelization. And I grew up thinking that was the answer. Prequels come out, not the answer. So George, George has no problem changing what he wants to change, as we know. Filoni has taken up that trait. And I'm okay with that because it's what's best for the story on the screen. That's kind of what is most important for this franchise. So makes sense to me. But yeah, but that question was asked, Alex, and then 2015 they said absolutely not, no plans to redo those in any way, shape, or form. So they're gonna live in that weird world of kind of canon. Yoda was blue for the most part. Yeah, he was, I believe, was blue. And then Luke flew blue 5 as opposed to red 5. All that kind of stuff. But I recommend you all read them all. You get the definitive answer on Veers and Hobby in Empire Strikes Back, and no bones about that one there. And you get some other things that are really good. And it's not always. I've had a little problem lately. The novel, the Empire Strikes Back novel, makes it pretty clear that Han Solo did not join the rebellion. He was Captain Solo of the Millennium Falcon. He was not Captain Solo of the Rebel Alliance. And that he later on joins when he is General Solo. That's the really important moment for that scene, is Leia kind of is like, wow, Han finally really truly committed to something. And maybe maybe this guy's got something for me here. Hey. So that's kind of there, but they've kind of changed that now a little bit in the modern canon on in some of the comics, where Han gets promoted to like colonel or something like that. And I have to take a big sip of my own medicine and just kind of let that go and not get grumpy about it, because I love that aspect of Han. I absolutely love that aspect of Han not actually joining the Rebel Alliance till Return of the Jedi. But hey, it is what it is. So there you go. Drifting away in Star Wars talk. Sorry, everybody. Always in motion the future is, says Lauren Romo. And Star Wars. Starger says, sorry, I missed the Molly and Adam Nostalgia Show. Oh, Internet for Old People. Thank you. Yeah, check out Internet for Old People when you can over on the Good People Association. Do it every other week. 4 times for this. Uh-oh. Decal City coming here. Get ready. Colonel is a weird word. Twinton says he joins and becomes a general immediately. What a deal. Yeah, that's a good recruitment. Huh? I'd like to join. What do you got for me? You want to be a general? Oh, yeah, that sounds pretty good. General Solo is your strike team assembled, and then Leia looks at him like, whoa. That is why I like that angle on it. Not join sounds like something Harris would personally do. Yeah, he'd choose what's right in the end. That's the battle Han goes through. Always trying to live up to what he thinks he wants to be, which is why I, Ken Napzok, will go on record once and always and again that I love the little moment where Han gets his name in Solo: A Star Wars Story. I think Alden Ehrenreich plays that so damn well that it takes what could be, and what is in many people's eyes, a bad scene and turns into something very powerful. The cruel indifference of the Empire. They do not care about you. They're just, your identity is nothing to them. It's almost a joke. But Han takes it, and Alden plays it with his eyes and says, yeah, that's me. I'm Han Solo, and I'm going to try my damnedest to live up to that, because that's who I want to be. And I love it. It's all in Alden's eyes in that scene for me, and the indifference of the Empire. So yeah, I love that moment. I know a lot of people don't. I don't sit there fighting with people over it. I don't care to fight over things anymore. It's there for you to like or there for you to not like. And I was against the moment. I remember when Iger let that slip, like an investor's day, you're going to find out how he gets his name. And I thought, it's like my reputation. There's no way they're going to actually say that this is how Han literally gets his name. And then exactly that's what happened. And I just loved it. I love it. It's so great. So great. But to each their own. To each their own. Alden Ehrenreich, Skittlemark says it there too. Alden Ehrenreich as Solo is just it's criminally underrated. It's criminally overlooked. I think there's just some people who just weren't going to be happy with his performance no matter what, and he is an actor's actor. Just did this amazing job with it. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Okay. What do we got here? Oh, man, this is a... Okay. That goes there. And that goes there. Make Solo 2 days happening soon. Yeah. It won't. Yeah. I don't think it will ever really happen. Might happen in some sort of Disney Plus form, but I don't think we'll really ever get it. Okay, we're at a key part here. If I do this wrong, we mess up a lot of things. We mess up a lot of things. If we do this wrong, nope, see, that's the wrong one. Where is it? There we go. That, and if you don't get this, see, the key is to look at these little boxes. All right, we did that. Got that done. Excuse me, little hiccups. Lando series. Yeah, the Lando series might. I mean, that's a place to do it. I mean, I want it, Kira versus Maul. Gimme. I'm there for it all. Ain't got no fight for me. Ain't got no love for the Empire. Alex Corey says, I've been catching up on all the Star Wars Invader comics. I am slightly behind. I'm at issue 10 of the Vader, and I know the next one is issue 11, and that's all the issue. I'll get there. Maybe go to my shop this week. Okay, what do we got here? This is it gets tricky. So this goes here. Okay. And then this goes here. Got it. Okay. There we go. All right. I opened up this 5th bag. I've committed to this, but I've just looked at how long we're streaming. I got nowhere to go today. I just got to work at the house. But if you guys don't mind hanging a little bit, we're going to finish this out here. Oh, Alex is going back to the beginning. Back to the start again. Oh, good job. Good stuff. Yeah, that's more my the Marvel Star Wars comics over the last 3 years have not grabbed me as much as they did the first couple of years, but that's okay. See, contrary to popular belief, there are things in modern Star Wars that Ken doesn't always like. He just doesn't go in a car and get angry about it. He chooses to find what is positive in it. So there you go. Enjoy your pizza rolls. Okay. Afra. Afra's great. I love the character of Afra. Always have. Well, take it back. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't always. I wasn't sure about Afra. I didn't understand what I was what was I reading with Afra here. And she's presented initially as kind of this Vader fangirl, kind of a crush on Vader type of character. And that's just, I'm in a very, very general sense. And she was great. The stuff was great, but I was just like, what's going on? I think there's some Jedi Alliance episodes where I'm like, I don't know about this Afra. But quickly became a favorite, the character. Sometimes the stories that Afra is in aren't my favorite, but they're Afra. It's like the Afra world. You just kind of know what you're getting into. So therefore, I've always enjoyed them. I just don't remember them that much. They're not always my favorite, but Afra's a character. Sanastaros is a character. Always great stuff. So I would love some more Afra. I'd love a live action Afra. Brian Ward is here. Look at the great Brian Ward. But think of the clicks you could get if you get angry in a car. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? If I got into my car and willingly misunderstood Star Wars and got angry about it, I could get a lot of clicks. Couldn't we all? Well, nowadays it's even harder to get those clicks. Thanks, YouTube. If you're just joining me, I'm Ken Napzok. I'm just hanging out. I'm just building a scout trooper head, just the head of a scout trooper, and we're almost done. We're on the final bag. Laserbolt says this. I know it's a long shot, but I'd love to have George direct something in live action. Look, I think it is a long shot in a lot of ways, but I'd love it too. I'll just say that, plain and simple. I would love it too. I don't have a lot of hopes for it, but I do have. I think you could see a story by some kind of, George, peripheral involvement, but just actually him, hey, what do you think about this, George? What would this episode be? And he would get some kind of credit like that. I don't know. To me, there's a chance he could even have done it. And they're not going to give him the credit. He doesn't want the credit. He's like, like Johnny Carson. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this kind of lore, but after he retired, Carson used to actually write jokes for Letterman's monologue. He would send him stuff and fax machine or something, and Letterman would use them. And it never came out until the end. I think maybe even after Johnny passed away. That's what I could see something with George. Oh, you didn't know? Episode 3 was actually George. Episode 3 of Mandalorian. And we just didn't. He didn't want the credit, so we gave it to Filoni or something like that. Like I could see that happening. Wasn't George's daughter get involved in some stuff? She was not getting involved. Katie Lucas was a tremendous part of the Clone Wars writing team. So she has some spectacular episodes of the Clone Wars that you all should check out, and specifically her stuff with Ventress. She came in and just absolutely made Ventress a character to really dive into, just love even more. I think the character Ventress, as introduced in the 2D series, was okay, was cool, but wasn't much else, just it was flat. Evil Sith girl. And early Clone Wars, she was that too. Katie Lucas comes on and Katie Lucas comes on and just says, "Can I do something with Ventress? I see myself in Ventress," and just absolutely turned Ventress into something special. Love what she did. Yeah. So then, but she Katie Lucas, after the Clone Wars series, and after everything had kind of gone on with the prequels and all that stuff, she was she left Twitter in like 2011 or 12, and was like, y'all broke my dad, y'all are mean to him, you're all dumb, and I don't need this, and left. And I think she kind of goes, I think she's Katie Rose now or something like that. Jen Landa did a great Happy Beeps on ForceCenter about it. And she's a filmmaker in own right now, trying that, wanted to maybe just kind of not worry about the Lucas name right now. Jet has done a lot of work outside, a lot of business stuff and whatnot, but he did some work like PA stuff, I believe, on Mando season 1 and 2. Filoni hired him, so who knows? But he's not in the necessarily the writing, directing side, from what I heard. Okay, where we go here. There's a lot of pieces left in this 5th bag. I may have bitten off more than I can chew, but we're going to get through it here. We're going to do it. Prequels getting a lot more love now than they used to be. Hopefully George sees this. Yeah, George sees things. Yeah, George sees things and he gets things. He's a hip cat, man. He's a Sbarro food court eating guy, a simple man, and just trying to make his way in the galaxy. But we can make fun of George being like that a little bit, but he gets that stuff. I think I did this wrong. Yep, did that wrong. Okay, start this over. Speaking of chewing, what's for dinner? What is for dinner? Well, we had a big lunch. I had I made some vegan dumplings right before I went to air. Grace wanted a lunch, so I made her a vegan dumpling lunch, which was tasty. So I'm a little full right now. So dinner might be just like a bowl of oatmeal. Old handsaw makes me kind of up for the honorary old handsaw award of the day, right? George had a cameo in Knives Out too. What would he happen on YouTube? I want to see that now more than ever, Brian Ward. Can we get one of your posters to do that? Can we? This is fun. Flannel. Well, okay, this is funny. The flannel helps us stay out of the light. And then Skittle Marks has this question. Hey, what's up, Steven Escalante? What's up? Hey, Ken, if you saw him in a food court, would you go say hi or leave him alone? So, true story. A lot of you know I used to be the director of security at the farmer's market, and the property in which the Grove in LA sits. The Grove is kind of I guess you could say, famous outdoor mall with a fountain. Same people that designed the Bellagio fountain designed that one. So a lot of celebrities. I've dealt with Paris Hilton. I've dealt with Britney Spears. I've actually spoken to Paris Hilton. I was an executive protector for Mini Driver for an event, Jewel for an event, got to Victoria Beckham, a lot of those things. So all that craziness, meeting all those celebrities and running into celebrities and just seeing. One time I saw Al Pacino shopping with his grandchildren, like all that kind of stuff at American Girl, by the way. So Linda Fiorentino doing all those celebrity sightings. One day I'm walking towards the parking structure and at the Grove, and lo and behold, I'm walking up and I see George Lucas. And he was with someone, I don't know, could have been his daughter, I don't know. It was someone there, he's just talking. And we cross, like I see it's him, and this is me, and it's George Lucas, and we go like this, and I had, and our shoulders like, like that, like almost touch. So I had this distance. I had like maybe 10 feet to think, what am I going to do? It's George Lucas. And no one is paying attention to the fact that it's George Lucas. I think because he just has that ability to just, he just looks like a dude, a grandpa, whatever, just cruising along in white sneakers and a flannel. And I had this amount of time and I was like, it's George, it's George, it's George, it's George. Oh my gosh, it's George, it's George, it's George. And I didn't say anything. So you know what? I'm just going to let him, live his life. Like, I'm going to let the man do what he wants to do here. And there you go. So I didn't say it. I had that challenge. And I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that decision. Celebrity encounters, they're a weird thing. They're a weird thing being out here in LA. They just want to be, some want you to know, some want you to pay attention. Christian, I did not take a selfie with him. No. I also have that rule, like, do you want to take a picture with someone or do you want to work with someone? And am I ever going to work with George Lucas? No, but it's a mindset out here. It's kind of one of the reasons Joseph and I don't do a lot of interviews and stuff. We work out here. We don't want to fanboy over people who create Star Wars. We know a lot of people create Star Wars. We know people on sets. We know producers. And so we just like, go to the food court, eat your Sbarro, live your life. And we'll maybe catch up with you some other time. It's just kind of the way I approach it. Old ancestor took a photo of Mark Maron. He said, "Oh, we're doing this. Seems important." Yeah, actually, Mark Maron has said that a lot. I've met Maron a few times. Actually, I sent Maron an email years ago, like 2002. I saw him in a comedy show, and I wrote him and it was like, "Hey man, big fan. Saw you last night, and thanks, man. A young comic." And he goes, "Hey man, next time you see me, just come up and say hi, man. Just chat. I'm just a dude." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I was doing a show at the Belly Room like 3 months later, and Mark Maron walked in, and I was like, no, not going to do it. But he's from, he knows Mark Ellis, and we were at the Comedy Store, and I've run into him in the bathroom and bumped him into hallways. And Maron's just a dude, good dude. I like Maron a lot. One of my favorite comics. So it's weird. Lauren Roma once checked out Joel Zumaya. Brian Worth has done enough for us. I'd let him be too. Yeah. It's weird. Like, I know I've told the Paris Hilton story before, but like, yeah, I talked to Paris because Paris was being harassed by the paparazzi, but at the same time was also playing a game with the paparazzi. She was trying to get the attention, trying to get the photos. It's all kind of a work. And what she would do is she would come to the farmers market, go to the Texas barbecue spot, order a heaping plate of Texas barbecue, go around, act like, oh, I just can't get alone. I can't get alone. And she'd always have like a friend with her. And then the paparazzi would be snapping photos, like going crazy. And she'd never take a bite of the food. And then would just leave in a huff. Like, I can't get a moment to myself. And then the paparazzi would take pictures of that. And I watched it a few times. And So one of the times it happened, I just went up to her. I go, Miss Hilton, we have a private dining area. Would you like to sit up there? And she's like, oh no, that's so sweet. Thank you. No, I'm good. And that's when I was like, oh, this is all this is all a thing. Okay. You have a good day now. She was very sweet. She was very nice. Laser Bolts was on an airplane once with MASH star Jamie Farr. That's amazing. Jack Cole. Hey, Jack. Met Viggo Mortensen was at a book reading at Skylight. Super humble dude. Exactly. I was there the famous day Britney Spears was in Wood Ranch on the Grove Farmers Market property. 3rd and Fairfax. You can all look it up there. And that was the day that bodyguard that sued her. He was there that day. And I was trying to keep paparazzi from going inside Wood Ranch. And it's crazy. Victoria Beckham's Posh Spice twice. We had to call like a crazy, like all hands on deck. We had a major because LAPD Wilshire Division showed up and we had our contact there who was working with us. It was crazy because the paparazzi was chasing Victoria Beckham around and they were just trying to, so we got a call ahead of time. This is how this works. Her people called the Grove Management and Security. My friend was the security director there and I was security director of the farmers market property, which for those that don't know, it's not like it's an old school farmers market from the 1800s, but like it's like an outdoor mall kind of thing. And said, hey, Victoria's coming to go shopping. Paparazzi's following us like crazy. Just beware. And we're like, okay. So we had all hands on deck. We had a secret place for her to park, and we're going to whisk her away. And the paparazzi blocked a city street, just chasing, like it's like a French Connection movie, and chased her and blocked the street. LAPD was trying to get them off. They couldn't. They shut down this entire street. Paparazzi, like SUVs, came in all side, blocked the traffic, tried to get pictures of Posh. We spirited her away to this thing called the Adobe, which is like the oldest building, one of the oldest buildings in Los Angeles from like the 1850s or something. I don't know what it was. And we hit her in there, and then the paparazzi was like trying to go up to the fence. It was insane, and that's what she dealt with every day. So if you're even half normal after that, I don't know, kudos, because it's craziness. And Trey says, I will be super nervous if I ever meet Old Handsaw. Look, I met Old Handsaw, and I was super nervous. He came up all quiet. To me after the show in DC, waiting in line. He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, nice to meet you, sir. Thanks for coming out the show. He's like, oh, my name's Old Handsaw. I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Jack says I would nerd out over both Matt Key and Matt Mercer, but Ken knows him personally, so WTF. Yeah. Matt's one of my best friends, Matt Key. I officiated Matt's wedding, and then Matt Mercer I've known since 2009, and me, him, Matt Key, and a friend of ours named Jack Conway wrote together for years, right up until we used to meet on Thursday nights. And on one Thursday night, Matt says, hey, we can't really meet next week because we're going to start doing this Dungeons and Dragons thing online. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, oh, they're going to stream. Nerdist is like going to stream us playing Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, what's streaming? They're going to stream you playing a board game? Look at that, by the way. Decals are done. And he's like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. And then we never met again. I mean, I'm still friends with them all and everything. But Critical Role began. That day, that week. And they never looked back. Never look back, Anakin. Don't look back. Mercer's great. He's a genuine dude. So's Matt Key. Jax has ever considered writing for online RPG content at all? No, I am not much of a role-playing game guy. I've played a few times. But there's only one time I actually truly played Dungeons and Dragons, and that was at Matt Key's house. Matt Mercer was the GM, the DM, Dungeon Master, Game Master, whatever you want to call him. And my partner in crime was the late, great Grant Imahara. I cannot believe he passed away last year. So sad. But Grant and I were like twin war dwarfs or something like that. And Grant he came up with a song for us to sing, and we had this whole cool story. Excuse me. And yeah, that was it. That was the only time I've actually done D&D properly, or RPGs properly. It's not my favorite thing. I just don't have the patience for it. So yeah. So Jack, to answer your question, no, just not my wheelhouse. Honestly, it is definitely Joe Starr's wheelhouse. He's doing some great work in that genre now. Yeah, what is streaming? I literally Channel 19. I was like, what's happening? What are you talking about? What are they? What is streaming? This is like what 2011 or 12. And they're like, yeah, well, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons, and they're gonna roll some cameras on it, and it's gonna go on the internet at the same time. And I was like, I don't understand. What are you talking about? Oh, how the world has turned as I tell this story while sitting here in my own home studio streaming to you all here. Jack says, not even Star Wars role-playing as Imperial in the Rise of the Empire. Nah, I did one. I did do that for Hyper RPG and what was it? Pencils and Parsecs was that show with Bert and everyone and Hector Navarro and Emma. I did that. I did a one shot. They brought me in for one shot. I had fun. It was fun. There's a lot of GIFs of me from that night. If you type my name in like GIFs, and most of them are me on that Hyper RPG show dressed in all Imperial stuff. And that is from the night I was on that show. And it was fun. It was totally fun, but it's not my thing. It's not my thing. Unless you count role-playing games, if you count me being the general manager of my baseball team on MLB The Show, that's kind of it. Oh, look at this, everybody. Ha, look at this, pal. All the way from the UK. Super chat coming in from the great Jamie Stangroom on his channel, The Geek End. Says, I don't care much for Lego, but I care a lot for Ken Napzok. Oh, that's so sweet. Everyone, if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Twitch, pop into YouTube later, go to the Geek End, which is Jamie's great channel. Give it a subscribe. Give it a watch. Jamie, not only just being one of the best people I've met in this business, and a really hardworking, talented dude, has some of the best Star Wars interviews out there. These are the actors you're looking for. His great documentary, The Empire Strikes Door, all there. Check it out. Does it sound like I'm kissing Jamie's ass? Yes, it is. Because I am, because he deserves it. And I will say it. He won't say it, but he is criminally underviewed in the silly Star Wars YouTube space where angry car guys get all the views. Someone like Jamie, who is an actual broadcaster, an actual journalist, an actual host who puts together great, thoughtful interviews, is criminally underviewed. And so we're going to make that not a thing anymore. There you go, Jamie. And I mean every word. And I'm gonna work it out because I gotta get Jamie on Internet for Old People, but we have to work that out. Because over there in the UK, it's a little later in the day for Stan Groom over there, but we're gonna get him on the GPA. Huzzah, Jamie, indeed. Thank you for super chat, Jamie. You just bought me a drink, and I'll buy you a drink. How about that? Okay. It's a little late over there now. Jamie, you got to get to bed. You got hard work to do this week. You got to interview some Star Wars actors, or get the geek. You live stream on the Geekend. What are you doing up so late? What time is it over there? In London or around there. Where am I? Lego. We're almost done here too. Look at this. We're almost done. I'm so excited. We're almost done here. This build went really smooth. If you guys were watching me during the first helmet builds, there was a lot of drama. There was some stuff going on. It was me trying to, I was having a breakdown on air, and this is not the case. Good stuff. Oddball Star Wars question coming in. Let me drink up here. Yeah, excuse me, on YouTube. Yeah, that sounded great. Yeah, sounded like a crusty Star Wars bartender. Yeah. Jack says, oddball Star Wars question. Why is there not more info on sports in the Star Wars universe? Shouldn't there be something like Blitzball from FXX or Rollerball from Ice Pirates, Wink Wink, or something more? Ice Pirates, that's great. That's a great question. And then Laser Bolts follows that up. So speaking of sports, I would love to see pod racing in Kenobi. Laser Bolts, that promo pic that you got there right now on Twitch is just amazing. You look like a pro wrestler. Yeah, that's great. Biker Scale will be punching Grogu in no time. Yeah, Jack, I don't know. Yeah, I'd love more pod racing content, so I'm there for that. I'd love to know a little bit more formulas. We go into the Outlander Club and we see a lot of sports on the screen there. So I think let's dive into it. What's up? Reardon's here saying, is Ken join the Bad Batch? Absolutely, man. Check out our ForceCenter deep dives on those on the Bad Batch report over on ForceCenter. I am absolutely really loving Bad Batch. I didn't have low expectation for the series. I just wasn't super excited for the series. And I think a lot of people are seeing that sentiment. We're like, hey, yeah, cool. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Yeah, it's Star Wars. And then they weren't, they weren't super excited. And then now the series is out and pretty damn excited. Like, I really love what's going on with it. So I'm there for it. But thanks for the question, Ridden. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. Thanks for checking in here, everybody. On Twitch, on YouTube, wherever you are today. I appreciate that. Dad Batch is so much fun. Yeah, it's truly Dad Batch right now, but a lot of great things going on. I love the look at the Empire and transition, so to speak. It's pretty cool stuff here. So again, I think you all understand what I mean. But like, I did not have low expectations. I just was like, okay, cool. More Star Wars. I didn't love them in the first time out. So let's see what's going on. And now here I am. I'm all in on the Bad Batch. All in on the Bad Batch. Okay, we're coming down to the wire. This is pretty exciting. I got to be honest with you. I don't know if I don't necessarily think I'm like becoming a better Lego builder in my advancing age. I've been building Lego sets since 81, 82. But I'm knocking this one out of the park. Oh, it does, Jack. You're good, Jack. Reardon, actually, Reardon, I'm glad you said this. First of all, you're one of my favorite Star Wars gurus. I mean, come on. There's better choices out there, but I'm glad you're on board here. But now with COVID and less commutes, I listen to less podcasts. Haven't kept up with ForceCenter. You know what though, Reardon? A lot of that's what a lot of podcasts have been facing over the last year. Listening habits completely changed. You're not in your car as much. You're not at work. Maybe if you're working in an office, I used to listen to like Jennifer and Joseph's like Happy Beeps and Star Wars Counseling. I used to listen to those at Collider on my own podcast network, that I run with them. Like, and then when I got laid off in 2018 and I was home, you would think more time listening to podcasts. I didn't listen to them. So this past year, we at ForceCenter, Napzok Files, afternoons, experienced a big drop-off in listeners because it just was habits changing. It's just the way it is. So you're not alone. All right. I think this is it. This is crazy. I think there was a little less pieces in this set, but I see old Handsaw taking credit for say nulling makes a difference. Okay, Handsaw. Oh, okay. You're right. Your advice is here's I love this. This is we're gonna remove this, but you know what? Want to become famous by followers and viewers? No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that. Okay, I can't. I'm over on Twitch. Let me finish this up. Watching AirPods. Yeah. Hey, it's Kyle. What's up, Kyle? How you doing, buddy? Okay, here we go. Oh, stupid bots. Look at that. Squeeze that in a little bit. Doesn't want to stay. Of course, there'd be a problem on the last one here. Look at that. We did it. JD says, I thought you were already famous, Ken. I was not. I'm not. You know, I only get noticed at Star Wars conventions nowadays. There used to be back in the day, and we're not famous at all, of course, but there used to be back in the day some weird times where you'd get recognized for being on Schmoes. I was one time at Target buying, shall we say, bathroom supplies, and someone was like, "Hey, you're from Schmoes, right?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that's great. I'm buying this toilet paper for someone else." Look at this. I'm excited. Out and out excited. Oops. Drop that box. Look at that. Old Handsaw, sell some of the gasoline you're saving up in plastic bags and get yourself this Biker Scout Lego helmet. Here's the secret. I'm going to go try to sneak this into the living room and put it where I have the other 3 helmets displayed and see if I get in trouble for that. But look at that. Look at that. I'm going to switch cameras. You're going to see my beautiful face again. Kidding. It's a sweaty mess. Look at that. We did it. What if I just dropped it right now? Oh boy. This is great. It only took 2 builds. I got to tell you, I think old Handsaw's right. Nulling the pieces out. Probably the right choice. Probably the better thing to do. And then, you guys give me the support. Yeah. Ranger Donald says, might be my favorite look into the 4. But Stewie Max's Biker Scout was always my favorite helmet. Yeah. If you know me, I love Scout Troopers, which is why this is a great gift, a birthday gift from Definitely Not Trey in chat. Send it to me to the mailbox, which is listed on my website if anyone wants to send something out. Not needed, but occasionally it comes up. But yeah, Trey, this is a great gift, and I'm building this in your honor, Trey. You know, I feel like Trey, you and me, one day we're gonna have beers. It's gonna be good. Any pieces left over? That's the other thing, old Handsaw. Look at this. Look at this. We always do the over/under. I think we would have had a high line. We got 4 pieces. 4 tiny little pieces left over. That's crazy. Look at that. Try not to choke on your aspirations, director. A city destroyed. Yeah. Hope they do clones, right? That's crazy. This set, accurate, great. And let's not forget, we got the teal color Lego brick remover to go with the orange one. So now it looks like, much like I am, a Miami Dolphin fan. Awesome stuff. And we did it in an hour and 30 minutes. This is great. You know what I might do? I got to do some workout outside. It's kind of a cold, foggy day, overcast day here in Burbank. When it's gray in LA, I sure like it that way. I think I might take this box out and burn it and sit by the fire and sip a little drink maybe and enjoy a moment of peace and quiet before another crazy week over the Good People Association. We got our live Stream of Palooza 2 on Friday. Big ForceCenter stuff going on. It's going to be another busy week. So that's why I'm glad you're all here. Thanks to anyone who subbed over on Twitch or gave me a follow. We appreciate that. I'm feeling better, old hand. So I still got to kick this out. There's some whiskey by a fire. I kicked the rest of this sinus infection out. Color Jerry is late, but I'm glad I made it. You did, Jerry. You made it, but Jerry, you were here for the start of this, so I think you're part of the team here. You're part of the team. That is it for now. That's all I got to say. Go have fun. Go laugh. Go enjoy life. Dedicate this build to my pal Gavin, who passed away this past week. My old buddy from second grade passed away suddenly, and life had gotten kind of in the way and gotten away from us, and we hadn't talked in a couple years. So I'm pretty sad about that too. And we were big Star Wars fans together. So this one's for you, Gavin. Thanks, Trey, for making this possible. And we'll go from there, my friends. We'll see you next time. I don't know what I'm building next week. I'm going to figure that out. I can see what I got to do, see where I can save up my allowance and what set I can get. Bye, friends. Bye.